This is the OSG Commander. It's actually one of my favorite boats that we have in the Outcast frameless lineup. For anglers that like to fish moving water, I think it's ideal. The boat is 10 feet long. It's got a closed bow, so it actually rides through bumpy water, nice and smooth, kind of like a duck. We're a whitewater company, so what we did is we actually took one of our whitewater kayaks, shortened it up, made it a little bit wider so it has a nice true ride through the water. The predecessors were the Y2K and the Odyssey, and both were a similar style boat, but they didn't have a place to put fixed oars. We rode them with a kayak paddle, which for fly fishing they tended to get in the way. The key feature to this boat is actually the oar system. It has this pin system that we actually have a hole that goes up through the oars, and then we weld the oar stand onto the boat. The welding is important because anytime anything's glued, over time glue will break down and eventually peel off. So we actually heat weld our oar stands on. I like the oars. They're shorter oars. They're about 5 feet long, but because the boat's so light, it's more steering than it is actually standing on the oars and pulling a lot of water. I like the oar system because you can fold it over and get it out of the way. You can have the blade down in front, or you can turn it around and you can have it so the handle's in front. So depending on your needs, you can keep the oar stored securely out of the way so it isn't a line grabber or that it reaches around and gets in trouble in the water. We use a kayak style seat in the Commander, and the advantages are a bunch actually. We have good stiff foam in the seat, which provides a good solid backrest. We also have 6 different attachment points. We have 1, 2, 3, the same on the other side, 4, 5, and 6. The advantage of those attachment points are that you can position the seat fore and aft in many different positions. In our office we have people that are 6'5" down to 5 feet tall. It was able to fit everybody there, so there's a ton of adjustment in the seat itself. Every angler has a different size and shape up top. Some anglers want the seat back to be a little farther, some want it to be a little bit snug farther, that you can really reef down on these attachment points and position it where you want and exactly the angle that you want. So after a long day of fishing, you have the back support and you don't have the fatigue that you have a lot of times in a seat that isn't fit properly. The Commander can accommodate many size anglers, and one of the easiest ways to fit the right leg size, because not only is height not the same with everybody, but also leg length is not the same with everybody. So these foot pegs actually have a push pin. They're aluminum, so it actually has about 8 different positions that you can slide them in. So we get about an additional 8 inches of length that you can put on the foot pegs. It's clearly a foot pin to get them in and out. You just press through the button, turn it so it's not going to catch in each side, put it to the side that you want, the position you want, and snap it into place. The load capacity on the Commander is 450 pounds. We have these cargo loops that are in the back, so in addition to securing the seat, we have multiple loops that you could put your gear in the back and then run cam straps or bungee cords, whatever you want, to secure your gear in the back. One little trick, sometimes when it's inflated, these cargo loops are tucked down underneath. People think they're missing. If you find that when you get your Commander, kind of deflate the floor or just reach down under there and you can find the cargo loop. They should line up to each other. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cargo loops that are in the back, plus we've got a couple extra here in the front. So the boat comes standard with a stripping apron, which is pretty popular, particularly with a lot of still water anglers. It comes our standard stay system. There's nice big slots that make this easy to put in and put out. The stays are oversized, which allows you to accommodate. You can push them down low, or you can pull them up high if you have larger thighs. Generally, we want a couple inches off the thighs, kind of the perfect position. The other nice thing about this one, we've made the stay slots much larger so that you can push it forward or you can tuck it in farther back into, depending on your needs. Now the boat comes standard with 2 of the Scotty base plates, and we weld these on. We put both, one on each side, because we're not sure anglers what side that they want to mount their rods on. The boat comes standard with 1 basic base mount, and that base mount is going to accommodate any standard Scotty style rod holder that's going to fit in here and work as your rod holder. We like this style because you get 360-degree movement, plus you get 180-degree movement this way and that way. If you wanted to put it on the other side, you just take a Phillips screwdriver and unscrew this mount and place it over here. So the real advantage of the Outcast Commander is it weighs 35 pounds. We've eliminated the frame. At 35 pounds, you could take it in anywhere and take it out just about anywhere. We've positioned these handles at the pivot point of the boat. It's about midway. We've got plastic handles on webbing, so it's a good, comfortable grip. Even if it's cold out, you got something to grab. It's at the pivot point, you reach down, you pick up, and off you go. True, you can't see in front of you with the floor in the back, but there's a little spot that you can see, and it's the best balanced way to get the boat down to or from the river. So the boat comes pretty standard. However, if you want to trick out your ride, we've positioned a couple things, some good accessories. You can buy the Commander Pocket, which is basically the kind of a modified pontoon boat pocket that we've used for years. It's got grommeted holes on the inside, which simply screw to the base plate on this side. This is one of my favorite pockets. It has a beverage holder both front and back. And then it's got this really handy rod sleeve that I've liked for years. It just Velcros in. If you need to tuck your rod away real quick, you just slide it right into this sleeve and Velcro it down there and it secures it. It's a nice, fast way to secure your rod if you're starting to go through some bumpy water. We also designed the boat so that in the back of the boat, there's an open spot that would accommodate a Scotty anchor system. This is just a strap-on system that Scotty uses. When we tested the boats, we used up to 20-pound anchors just to test. It was a little overkill, but it did hold a 20-pound anchor. The other option would be using, if you want to carry multiple rods, is you could use this basic Scotty rod holder, and which is pretty common, and put your rod there. So you can actually hold a lot of different rods, particularly if you're one of those chronomid guys that likes to fish with multiple rods. You've got a bunch of storage area for all the rods you might need. The great advantage of the Outcast Commander is its portability. It deflates, it weighs just 35 pounds, and we have a kayak style bag that'll fit into. We've used this bag for our whitewater kayaks for years. We've been big believers on making sure a boat fits in a bag. It's not trying to stuff something that's hard. With the Commander, you want to make sure that you kind of have a long, narrow roll because it's a round bag, so you don't want to make it fold it over in half and make it short and fat. Kind of fold it in on the sides a little bit, roll it up. You're going to get to the seat, and it's going to be a little bit of a flop over when you get to the seat. Another couple things when you roll it up, I would suggest on the oar pins that you put that cap back on them, just because as you roll it up, there's a little bit of sharp edges on those oar pins and it might dig into the material. Care will be easy, just make sure you kind of wipe it free of water and debris and you're good to go. The Outcast Commander is in our Outcast brand, which means that it comes with the top quality goods. It has welded seams. We have 1,000 denier bottom on PVC on the bottom, 500 on the top. We chose to go with 500 on the top to keep that boat light. We wanted to make sure the boat was at 35 pounds because we needed it to be portable. Portable just to get into and out of the water. Plus, if you wanted to travel, you can fit it in a bag like this, throw some backpack straps on it, and take it to any airport you want to go to in the world. The best materials, top PVC, urethane bladders, 35 pounds. It's a great boat. I hope to see you on the water.